Shadow Money Wizard Gang. I did it backwards, actually. Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Wow. Wow. It's like you went on one tour and forgot your roots.
Yeah.
You forgot the order.
I forgot everything.
Oh man.
I forgot
Your name?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have good news for you because I remembered.
Okay.
I remembered. You're Dawson and you go by he, him pronouns.
Holy shit.
And This Ain't a Scene, it's a podcast.
Holy shit. You know, funny enough, even though I didn't remember my name, I remembered your name.
Oh, that's interesting because I forgot mine.
Okay, well, you're Carson, and you also go by he, him pronouns.
That's
and
crazy.
This is, once again, This Ain't a Scene, it's a podcast.
Welcome back. It's been
5 weeks?
Yeah.
4.5?
So 4. Technically. I think I was only gone for 4.
We haven't recorded since.
We haven't recorded in 4 weeks for sure.
Yeah.
But it was but 5 episodes came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that shit's possible. Like
the miracle of technology.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff.
YouTube is still fucked up. I keep forgetting to make those episodes.
Well, they get 2 views.
Yeah.
I realize that some of you consume it that way, but maybe you can meet us in the middle here. And just, we keep making the content for you. You keep consuming it for free. There's a way to make it happen, I promise. You know?
I mean, I'll probably be able to do it tomorrow.
Maybe there's a podcast host we could get that also sends it to YouTube.
RSS does that, and I tested it out, but it's kind of ass.
Kind of jank.
It just looks like a stock default podcast thing.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Who fucking cares? The point is that we're here.
Knows? Yeah.
And that to most of our listeners, we're reaching you.
Yeah.
There's 2 of you that listen on YouTube, and I understand you're freaking out, but
to the 2 of you
right now,
on YouTube, there's going to be 6 episodes that are going up on Friday. So you will have a hell of a day.
Yeah, you'll get to listen to 6 new episodes. Do you think there's a podcast that's done that? It's just we had 6 episodes in the bank and we dropped them all on one day.
We kind of did that one time because I forgot to upload the YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's
1 week.
Right.
So I put up 2 on the same Friday.
No, but I'm talking never before heard episodes, and a podcast just drops 6 at once.
Probably. I don't fucking know.
It's like the former drummer of Five Finger Death Punch. He had that band where he was a sexy devil. He was dressed up as a sex devil all the time, and they dropped 9 albums in one day.
Jesus fucking
and
Christ.
I think they got some kind of Guinness Book of World Records for it. But yeah, they dropped 9 albums in one day.
Did you know that the Guinness Book of World Records is essentially fraudulent?
Yeah, that was in that H Bomber guy video, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Roblox oof video. Hell of a video.
Hell of a video, yeah.
If you haven't seen H Bomber guy's video on the Roblox oof, you're in for a ride.
I think that might radicalize you more than his anti-vax video or something.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out H Bomber guy.
Shout out H Bomber. Yeah. Dude, I hope if H Bomber guy comes on the pod.
If H Bomber guy listens to Fall Out Boy, we got to get him on.
I bet he's heard something. I mean, it's the same way that Redacted Guest is coming on, where Redacted Guest loves one song by Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I don't want to make any promises. That's why I'm saying Redacted Guest.
No, yeah. But I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And also the wheel has to land on the song he likes.
Yeah. That could be a fucking
When I asked him, he was like, I'm definitely down. When do you want to do it? And I was like, so here's the thing.
We can't
I don't know when we want to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess let's just hope he's listening in a year.
Yeah, or next week.
Yeah, or next week. It could be next week.
It could be either one.
I don't know how strong the crossover between H Bomber guy and Fall Out Boy is, considering the boy's British, and I don't think he's given any indication as to what music he listens to in his videos.
So, I feel like now's a good time for me to bring up, and this isn't part of the tour recap that is on the Patreon now, patreon.com/thedreadedwheel,
which we need to set up.
I'm setting it up.
Let's do that today.
I have it half set up.
Okay, cool.
Um, uh, I met our corrections expert, friend of the show,
Oh yeah.
Twitter moot, uh, Elder T.
Hell yeah.
Elder T came to our show in London with Holy Fawn and walked up to the merch table. And, was about to, was buying something for me, and I gave it to him. And afterwards, he was like, "Oh, by the way, not to bother you, but like, I'm Elder T," and I flipped out, Dawson. I was like, "No shit." I got very excited that Elder T, our favorite British corrections expert, was at the show.
Yeah.
He is super cool. We hung out a little after Holy Fawn set. He bought me a non-alcoholic beer from the bar, and we chilled downstairs. And let me tell you what, that guy really likes Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like the vibe that I got off of him is that he is like one of the few that is similar to us, where like the post hiatus stuff or the pre hiatus stuff is like the golden years, and like the third and fourth albums are their best. He and he indicated that he was sort of in the minority with his country. Like the British folk really ride hard for all of that band's career. All of this band's career, I should say. And pretty interesting, very enlightening conversation that I got from Elder T.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about our favorite and least favorite Pete Wentz lyrics. And I believe, well, you know what? I want to have him on eventually, so maybe I won't spoil his least favorite Pete Wentz lyric yet. Mine was from Where Did the Party Go, which I will bring up when we do that song, because that song sucks.
Balls.
Yeah, sucks balls. But yeah, I mean, we had a great time. And you know what? Elder T, I know you're listening to this, so if you wouldn't mind, do you think H-Bomber guy, British expat, well, not expat, British guy who now lives in Wales, do you think he likes Fall Out Boy? Let me know.
Yeah.
He saw Clipping the other night.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm going to kill him because of it.
Yeah.
It was like a mixed bill show, like Conjurer, who's like a doom metal band, opened. And there was like an EDM style artist.
Oh,
who
hell
was like
yeah.
before Conjurer. It may have been someone different. It may have been someone who was a little different than that. Anyway, mixed bill show. And he put a clip of Clipping playing Nothing Is Safe on his story. And it sounded so good. And I'm so jealous of you, Elder T. so jealous. I was like, you can fuck off. You're just going to go see Clipping without me.
Unbelievable.
Without even mentioning to me that you were going to go see Clipping. So, but that being said, we talked a lot about movies on the last episode before we got into the song.
Yeah.
I watched 5 movies on the plane.
Yeah.
On the planes to and from.
Which ones?
I just wanted to tell you about them. I saw Bodies, 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 which I thought was fine.
I've been meaning to watch that.
It's a little up its own ass.
Yeah.
A little indulgent for what it is, and like you get the joke like the first couple of times. And it's trying to like hit home like I appreciate what it stands for, but it is very silly. And the best part of the movie is a character that gets eliminated.
Eliminated.
I'm not saying killed because that is a spoiler, but the best character gets taken out of the plot a little too soon for me. Then I watched Knock at the Cabin.
Oh.
Which was not good.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I haven't. I know it's the new Shyamalan.
Yeah,
that Dave Bautista's in it.
I saw Old, and I don't remember like any of it.
Do you remember The Beach That Makes You Old?
Well, yeah, of course.
Whoa,
And
yeah.
Rufus Sewell's in it. Rufus Sewell is in that Amazon Man in the High Castle show.
I haven't seen it.
He's great in it. He's like a Nazi in it, and he's fantastic in it. He's like a conflicted Nazi. You know,
Shout out all the conflicted
Shout
Nazis.
out all the conflicted Nazis. Get at me, man. Don't do that, actually, please.
Stay away from me, actually.
Yeah, don't clip that out. Yeah, actually, don't ever talk to me ever in my entire life. Thank you. Yeah, so like Knock at the Cabin, I really, really did not like it. And you know how my boys' movies have a twist?
Mm-hmm.
There's such a non-twist in this one that like I almost wish it had been more ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he had gone like whole hog, like supernatural, like ancient god shit, I would have been very happy with that, but he did not. It's kind of just like a wet fart of a twist.
Damn.
I like Dave Bautista in it. I like Jonathan Groff in it.
Oh, well. I forgot he was in that one.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's great. And it's the first time, because he is gay, it's the first time I've seen him on screen playing a gay guy.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's usually a straight guy.
He's usually a straight guy because he's such an attractive man.
Yeah.
Not saying that gay men aren't attractive. I'm just saying like
it's like Hollywood forgets that.
Yeah.
Gay men are also hot.
Yeah. Well, Lee Pace is gay, and that guy's super hot.
Yeah.
That guy's crazy hot.
Well, I don't know if he's ever played a gay guy ever.
Lee Pace?
Yeah.
I don't know that he has either.
He's got a big ass career, so like maybe.
He's older, yeah. He looks pretty old in Bodies, but I think they played that up a little bit. He is hot in that movie though, dude. Like I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And he's married to the head designer at like a very big designer brand. It's either Tom James or Tom Ford. He's married to the head designer of one of those two. And I
don't know.
Yeah, anyway, I mean, I wasn't expecting you to know. Anyway, Lee Pace is super hot and also gay, but Jonathan Groff, I could like definitely see him being a leading man in some more things.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Hollywood doesn't have movie stars anymore, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But A24, throw Jonathan Groff a bone.
Yeah.
Give him, like, I mean, he's amazing in Mindhunter. Like, if anything, like, that's his bone.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I just want more of that guy.
Yeah.
I want more of him. And then I saw that on the way back to America, I watched Matchstick Men, which I don't know if you've seen that.
Nope.
The Nicolas Cage, Sam Rockwell joint. I think you'd enjoy it. That's all I'll say about that. But then I watched Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12.
Oh, based.
Ocean's 11, perfect movie still.
Yeah.
Ocean's 12 is so bad. Like, not so bad. I think I gave it like a 2.5 on, like 2.5 stars. So, what is that? 5?
Yeah.
On Letterboxd. I think I gave it like a 5. It's just like the momentum gets killed. Like it gets too confusing. But the worst part of Ocean's 12. Do you know what I'm about to say? Have you seen Ocean's 12?
If I have, I don't remember. I've seen 11.
And 11's great.
Which rocks.
Yeah, 11 rocks. 13 is very good too.
Oh, really?
I like 13 quite a bit. 13's probably like the funniest of all three because they just embrace like the ensemble cast thing and they have a good time. One of the 12, because like you know, in the movie, it in the naming convention.
There's 12 of
Ocean's 11 is that there's 11 of them.
Whoa.
The naming convention in Ocean's 12 is that there's 12 of them.
No way.
So who's the 12th member in this team?
Me.
It's Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts' character, Tess, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
We can agree that Julia Roberts is playing a character named Tess.
That much is true.
So throughout the whole movie, Matt Damon is like, hey, have you ever noticed that Tess looks exactly like, and then someone will cut him off and be like, no, don't mention it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and he's like, I just always thought that maybe she looked exactly like, and then someone cuts him off every time. And then they like get in a bind and they have to figure out like an alternative way to do the heist. But they actually don't, is the twist, is that they had already done the heist by this time. They just had to do this to make the other guy think that he hadn't done the heist. It's so stupid. So it's such a jumbly, stupid premise. So then, like, they're trying to find an alternative way of doing this plan, and it's just Matt Damon, like, being the team leader, and I think, like, Don Cheadle and one of the other guys is there, maybe Scott Conn hasn't gotten caught yet, or something like that, isn't in prison, because that's the whole thing. It's like George Clooney and Brad Pitt are in prison, or in jail, in Italy. So
free my guys.
Free my guys, yeah, free my boys. So Matt Damon suggests that Julia Roberts' character, Tess, pretend that she is real life Julia Roberts in Italy. And it sucks so hard. Like, it's such a momentum killer.
Oh my God.
And like, they try and get really meta with it, but it's just like so bad. It lasts like way too long. It's like probably a full like 25-minute sequence in this movie.
Jesus Christ.
And Bruce Willis makes a cameo appearance as himself throughout this, and they're like supposed to be friends, and like, you know, like a couple months ago they had like gone out to dinner together, and like then he finds out that it's not actually Julia Roberts, that it's Tess. It sucks. It makes me so mad. It like, I had forgotten about it, and I was like, oh, I'll watch Ocean's 12. Why not? I just watched 11. I'll have some fun with this. And, it is rough. It is really rough.
That sounds like a bit that they would come up with in the screenwriter's room as like a joke. And then somebody with like more sense would be like, yeah, it's kind of stupid. And then they move on.
Yeah, it's so bloated. It feels like, it just like, it doesn't feel like a Soderbergh idea, because like Ocean's 11 is so tight.
Yeah.
So is Ocean's 13. And like, so are most Soderbergh movies. But anyway, yeah. I just wanted to talk to you about that one sequence in Ocean's 12. That's what this whole thing was leading up to. Did you watch any movies?
I watched a lot of movies, actually.
Okay, cool.
I've been watching a bunch of movies. I watched Barbie and Oppenheimer, of course. And Oppenheimer is fucking phenomenal. Barbie is great too. But the ones I really want to talk about, I watched all of the Saw movies.
Oh, really?
There are 9 of them, and I watched all of them.
Okay.
And let me tell you, if you want to watch some shit that doesn't make any goddamn sense at all, watch those movies.
Did you watch like every single one?
Every single one.
Including Spiral?
Yes.
Do you want to hear something awful?
What?
Spiral's the only one I've seen.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know.
That is the worst one.
It's definitely the worst one. From the Book of Saw.
From the Book of Saw. So something...
I think it's the Book of Saw.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that means. It's do you think this isn't going in the Bible? Darren Lynn Bousman, motherfucker.
I'd love Spiral from the Book of Job.
From the if Saw were to be any book of the Bible, it'd probably be Job.
Yeah,
that fucker gets beaten up in that one.
Yeah,
but essential facts about Saw and all the franchise: the first one rips. That one rocks and rolls. It's so good. The second through 5th ones,
there's like a big twist at the end of one, right?
There's a big twist at the end of all of them.
Okay, word.
All of them are big twist movies.
Sure. Sure.
2nd through 5th are terrible, but the longer they go on, like the 2nd one is the least terrible, and then the 5th is the most terrible.
Sure.
But they sequentially get funnier with each release. Because like they would come out every single year since the first one.
Yeah.
Like it was a yearly tradition up until Saw 3D, which was the 7th one. And then
Well,
That
that doesn't make
one,
any sense. They should make the third one the 3D one.
that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
that one bombed so hard that they stopped making Saw movies until 2017 when Jigsaw came out, which sucks. But Saw 6 is really good.
Oh, really?
For some reason.
Really?
Like,
When does Saw 6 come out?
I think 2008.
Okay, word.
Something like that. 2008 or 2009. But Saw 6 is an interesting case because it is really good.
Okay.
But you cannot watch it without having seen all of the other ones because every single movie builds on the last one
Sure.
in such a fucked up way. Like, okay, there are 9 movies. There's about to be a 10th one that's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to go see in theaters.
You will be there no matter what.
I'm a big Saw head now.
Now?
Jigsaw dies in the 3rd movie.
Yeah.
And then they keep going for 6 more movies.
Why?
And he does not come back. He doesn't come. They don't pull a Friday the 13th 10 or whatever and fucking bring him back from the dead. Like, he stays dead, but he's still the main villain of every one of them.
What?
He is a terminal cancer patient
Sure.
throughout the first 3 movies.
Sure.
Fucking dies at the end.
Yeah.
Unambiguously is killed. The next movie starts with him being autopsied and his fucking chest gets opened up with a rib spreader. Like, no shot he's coming back from that.
Sure, yeah.
But he's still dead and still the main villain. Like, half of the movies after the 3rd one are flashbacks. It's so fucking funny because if you think about the timeline for any period of time, you're like, well, how the fuck did all of these movies happen within a 6-month span? Because some of the twists are like, oh, this actually happened before this other movie that already happened. And then this part was after that part, and then this part was before that part. And they reuse the same twist of, well, this person was helping out Jigsaw the whole time, genuinely 6 times.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's so fucking funny.
Right, because Spiral, it's like his son?
No.
Or it's someone who's obsessed with the case?
He is entirely unrelated from Jigsaw. He just is an imitator.
I was talking about Spiral.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the movie Jigsaw.
No.
See, this is where it gets so
it's the
fucking
same
confusing.
Funny enough, they use the same twist in Jigsaw though, where this guy who, well, he's not completely unrelated from Jigsaw.
Yeah.
But this guy who also Jigsaw happens before Saw 1. The majority of it does.
Okay.
That's
Which one is Chester Bennington in?
3D. And his
7?
his scene is great, honestly.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
He plays he plays the ringleader of a gang of racists. And
That's
they're
awesome.
trapped in this fucked up trap where if he doesn't peel himself off of the back of a chair, which has been super glued to the back of the driver's seat of a car, and pull a lever, this fucking Rube Goldberg machine will go off that kills him and his 3 friends. And it's so awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's the other
That
thing.
is insane.
The gore in all these movies and the traps, with the exception of Spiral. Spiral is they try to be funny the hardest in Spiral, and they fail the most. Every time they try to be funny, it's not funny. But every time they're trying to be serious, there's a scene where Chris Rock is screaming in a car. It's a screaming jump scare.
Yeah.
It is the funniest fucking thing ever because he's just sitting in the car fucking stone-faced, and then it jump scares to him screaming, but Chris Rock is not an intimidating screamer.
No, he's a very funny screamer.
Every time he screams in that movie, it's so funny, and he does it a lot.
Yeah. I remember nothing about that movie.
I remember, oh my god, it's so fucked up how they made that movie. So they had this whole plan for another Jigsaw movie with Tobin Bell, who plays Jigsaw, who is the glue that holds all of these movies together.
Yeah.
Like, he is the reason that like any of them work.
Yeah.
And they had this whole plan where they were gonna bring him back, and he's gonna like, be in this movie. And then one of the producers went to a wedding that Chris Rock was also at, and Chris Rock was like, "Yeah, I've always wanted to be in a Saw movie." And for some reason, instead of putting him in the Saw movie they were working on, they just scrapped the whole thing and wrote
made
an entirely different movie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then he was the protagonist, and he sucks ass in it. He's fucking terrible.
He's awful in that movie. Yeah.
God.
That movie is like trying so hard to be like Seven and also Silence of the Lambs that it forgets it's a Saw movie.
Yeah.
But also, it's the only Saw movie I've seen, so how would I know?
You should watch the other ones.
Maybe.
Definitely
I do
the
fine
first one.
with gore. I don't do great with it.
The first Spiral is like, it's probably no, that's not true. It's like the second least gory behind the first one.
Yeah.
The first one really isn't that gory at all. It's like the draw of that movie is like, it's a really fucked up like imaginary scenario that like gets played out. It's like, oh, what if you were trapped in this room by this serial killer?
Because that's like kind of the appeal of it, is like, what would you do if this happened to you? Right?
And the first one does a really good job of like, the characters feel like people, and it's like they do the same things that you would probably do if you were in that scenario.
Sure.
And like, it's just a really fucking good movie. So definitely watch that one. It's not super gory. There's a couple moments here and there, but like, it really it's not a torture porn movie.
Okay.
The second movie, on the other hand, like the ending of the first movie is I'm not going to spoil what happens, but like the way it cuts to credits is a character is screaming with like this ominous ambiance, and like it goes into the credits, and the character's screams like persist throughout a good portion of the credits, and it's a really effective way to end the movie.
Okay.
And then all you need to know about where the Saw franchise goes from the second movie on is the fact that the second movie closes with a Mudvayne song.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll watch it. I'll watch it for sure.
Yeah.
I think I told you this, but I tried to watch Insidious 2.
I saw you rated that. It sucks ass, doesn't it?
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
It's an awful, garbage, miserable, slog, piece of shit, asshole movie. I hate it. I hate it, man.
Can you believe they made 6 Insidious movies?
Did the 6th one just come out?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it was like okay.
I heard it was
And
dog
like,
ass. I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
don't know. I don't fucking know. It was the Red Door, right?
The Red Door. Insidious, The Red Door. And Patrick
I love
Wilson
when they
directed
abandon.
it.
I love when a movie series abandons numbers and they just start saying ridiculous shit. like the one before it was called Insidious: The Last Key.
Yep.
It's like,
The
what was the
Last
first
Key.
one?
Oh, I don't fucking know. Fucking
They wanted to capitalize on the success of The Last Jedi.
Remember when Final Destination 4 came out and it was called The Final Destination?
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Terrible idea. That's apparently the worst one. I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't seen any of the Final Destination movies.
I've heard
But
the
also,
first
like,
and the third and the fifth are really good.
Isn't it just like a theme park ride where it's just like, look at all these people dying in horrifying, ridiculous ways?
It's like the conceit of those movies is that at the start of each one, this group of characters like escapes death in some way by one of the characters has a premonition, and then death itself is the villain, and like the whole movie is them trying to avoid dying in increasingly like absurd ways. Like it's like Rube Goldberg tier of like the wind will blow and then like something will fall over and then a water trail like hits the ground and like goes to an electric thing that like makes it like the character steps on it and they're like, oh, youch, and then they like hop on one foot and fall in a bathtub and like cut their head open on a shampoo bottle or something.
Whoa.
They get really creative with it.
That's interesting. Did you ever see either of the Happy Death Day movies?
No.
I liked both of them quite a bit.
I didn't know that they made another one.
Yeah, it's called Happy Death Day to You.
That's pretty
and the
good.
and the 2 is the number 2.
That's pretty good.
It's
actually.
pretty fun. Yeah. And like the lead actress is really good. And like the best part of those movies is like her finding elaborate ways to kill herself.
Oh yeah,
It's so fun.
because it's like
so fun.
it's like a Groundhog Day kind
It's
of
a
thing.
Groundhog Day horror movie, and I think if it wasn't campy and fun like that, that it wouldn't work as well.
Mm-hmm.
I also think that there is going to be like retroactive appreciation for it. Like I feel like people are going to be like, actually Happy Death Day was like fucking great.
Yeah.
And I think you should watch it.
Okay.
Anyway, we have to talk about Fall Out Boy eventually.
We do. We are 30 minutes in. Hi Sadie.
We do this every time though. It's
yeah. Somebody in the Dow Boys Discord today, which I joined today, was like, I love the bit in the podcast where you guys have a Fall Out Boy podcast, then talk about random bullshit for 45 minutes, and then say song good and end the episode, which was really funny.
That really does sum it up. Well,
yeah.
Dawson, what song are we doing today?
We are doing Afterlife of the Party.
And it sounds like this.
And that's the snippet.
And
Smile.
that's it. And that's it. Smile.
That's the whole song.
That's the whole entire song.
It's a pretty short one, honestly. For
Yeah.
This is a stupid bit.
No, I like it. It's fine. It's okay.
But what do you think about this song, Carson?
I think blind, if you had asked me like what my favorite Infinity on High song is, I think I'd probably say this. After listening to it a couple times, and Elder T asked me this when we were in London. He was like, "Has like the podcast like ruined Fall Out Boy for you?" Which is a question that I would want to ask you. The answer is no. I listened to Infinity on High the day after he asked me that, and I had a great time because I had to listen to the song anyway.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this is my favorite song on this record. And for the most part, I would stand by that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really good.
It's really good.
Sorry. I got a text. I will.
Love Island ass.
Got
a text.
I've got a text. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think that this song has like all the parts of Fall Out Boy that you would want that you didn't know you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to like the song the show is named after, This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race, where like you didn't really know this band could go there, and you didn't really know you wanted sounds like this from this band.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting experiment almost.
Mm-hmm.
And like it kind of feels like they're like, okay, what can we get away with?
Yeah.
I would call this song the proto Foley song. It feels like this is the best glimpse of where they would go musically immediately after this.
Yeah. I can see
not
that.
saying that this song can fit on Foley because Foley is so sacred to me and like it's so different than this song, but also this song's a delight, man.
Yeah.
I love this one. Big fucking crescendo. And like the chorus is kind of low key and you're like, all right, this is interesting. And then, it just gets so big.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe this is one that grows on you too. Because I used to be like, oh yeah, I like that song. But like now I'm very big on this song.
Yeah.
And that's like recent within like the last 2 years or so, I would say that I'm like really, really big on this song. So
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Sounds like Wizard 101 music.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. That is like the strings at the beginning.
Yeah, it's like the first time I heard this song, which was not in preparation for this podcast. It was like a couple years ago or something.
Yeah.
I was like this song came on and I immediately thought of logging into Wizard 101 or like fucking Toontown or something or some early 2000s online MMO for kids that's like a big part of my childhood or something. And just being like, wow, this whimsical ass music. But it's honestly really good.
It is like a whimsical ass beat. And I Um, I don't know where, because I wasn't, making music with, fake strings in 2007.
Yeah.
But like, it does beg the question if those are fake strings or not. Like,
I have no idea.
yeah, I can't tell. I'm bad at that.
Mm-hmm.
Amber is great at that. Amber's great at picking out if something is fake strings or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dog shit at it. I'm like really, really bad at it.
Sometimes I can tell, but it's like they've got to be like in the forefront, and it's got to be like one thing.
Yeah. It's got to be like, oh, that doesn't sound natural.
Yeah.
Whereas this like both sounds natural and unnatural. Like I'm aware that a stringed instrument, like a bowed instrument, can make that sound, but also like just in my mind, I immediately like see someone doing that on a keyboard. I suppose. Yeah. I don't know.
It's hard for me to conceptualize a stringed instrument making half the noises that it does if it's not
true.
Just straight somebody dragging the bow across it
dragging
and like
the
playing
bow
it normally.
Dragging that bow.
Like those things can make a lot of noises that you wouldn't think about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So like it is a very silly type beat at the beginning, but and it doesn't like lose its whimsicality, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it does like develop into this very big tune.
Yeah.
And they've played it recently. And
how do they play this one? Do they have a track?
I was wondering the same thing. The video I saw looked a little like the video I saw was just like the chorus. And it sounded good, but like because Thanks for the Memories is on a track now. Which, by the way, no shade, Fall Out Boy, don't come for my ass, please. No shade, but like Thanks for the Memories being on a track is like the best decision they've ever made, and it's the best sounding song in the set.
Yeah.
And the Mania songs are also on a track, and I've seen them do the Mania songs on a track, and as bad as those songs are, they do sound better than the ones that aren't on a track. Because like Disloyal Order, not on a track. That
one doesn't really need to be on a track, I don't think. Like apart from the very intro with the organ.
Yeah.
Like the rest of it, I think they can get by without it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Thanks for the Memories just sounds so good on the track that like, you're a band this big. People are paying this much money to see you. Like, why not just whole hog it?
Yeah.
Play everything on tracks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just me. Because I know that everything's mostly on a click, but like, the problem with this band is like sometimes they don't sound very good live. Sometimes they're amazing live and they sound fantastic, but sometimes, without tracks or without, some other stuff. Like if they played Death Valley again, it'd be to a track. When I saw them, like, how are you gonna get the dubstep part in there? No one's playing that live. When I saw them do it, like it was definitely on a track. Anyway, I feel like if they're doing this one again. Because this is one of the Magic 8 Ball ones, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it would take a lot of effort to put all the Magic 8 Ball songs on a track, but, I mean, I guess you can hire anybody to do shit,
Yeah, and this is like their biggest tour since they were the biggest shit in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and if they're putting Thanks for the Memories on a track, I'd feel like it would, like, they would put this on.
Yeah. I mean, I think without that string part, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And like if you're gonna play that on guitar, like bling dun dun bling dun dun, it's just not the same effect. I hope it's on track.
I do too, because especially like the contrast between that string part and how open the chorus is like part of the appeal of the song for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Because with how whimsical it is very like tight. And then the chorus just opens up and it's like breathing out, basically.
Now, I know. Here it comes. I know Brendon Urie is the king of show tunes.
Take a shot.
But do we think Patrick Stump wants to write show tunes?
No.
Yeah. So where the fuck did this instrumental come from?
I have no idea.
Wizard 101 is where it came from. But
this doesn't really sound like a show tune to me though. That's the thing. Like
okay.
it sound
I mean, no, it does no.
It's not very theatrical, even though it is whimsical. Like
yeah.
the chorus melodies and the lyrics and all that, like they sound very grounded in Fall Out Boy's typical wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Despite this whimsical string section.
Okay.
And like, yeah, show tune type songs just have like a very particular feel to me, and this one doesn't have it, which isn't a good or a bad thing.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, like, when we bring in the whimsicality of this song, when we talk about the whimsicality of this song, rather, like, I think that maybe it's not so much show tune as it is like the soundtrack to Bambi, maybe. Like, I don't know, like
yeah,
classical music, even maybe.
It's very.
What I'm asking is, what do you think Patrick Stump wanted this to be?
What were they cooking? Is the question here.
What were they cooking?
And I think the answer is, I think because they do a good amount of experimentation on this record. It's not as like balls to the wall as Foley was, as far as like just new shit that they're trying out.
Yeah.
Like Infinity is not an album where fucking Jesus Christ, how am I forgetting the name of the song? The motherfucking
you got it.
The goddamn the
strength muscles.
The fucking head first slide. Head first slide would not be on Infinity. No. So like they're not that far into experimentation yet. But I feel like what they were trying to do is like, because these lyrics are pretty sad.
Yeah.
I feel like what they wanted to do was have like a contrast between the sadness of the lyrics and like the upbeat nature of an instrumental. And they accomplished that by, they were just like, well, what if we had this string section? Because like they had a string section on Thanks for the Memories. They're like, what if we bring that back? Have this, and then just like turn up the whimsical meter. Maybe they were playing Wizard 101. I don't fucking know.
Or Pete Wentz's son could have been playing Wizard 101.
Yeah, Pete Wentz saw his son playing Wizard 101 and was like, yo, they're actually kind of cooking.
Yo, actually, this shit is sick.
This shit's crazy, honestly.
This shit's nuts, actually. I mean, like, I think that, like, the question really is, what were they cooking? You know? Like, and,
truthfully, cannot give a
good answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's just theorizing. Like, nothing that I say is going to be confirmed, I guess, because I wasn't there and I don't know what they were cooking.
Yeah. I wasn't there. Yeah, so they just brought this one back for the first time since 2007 at the Dos Equis Pavilion in Dallas, Texas.
Dos Equis Pavilion.
The Dos Equis. Yeah. Stay. Fuck.
You got it.
I was trying to do a pun with Stay Thirsty, my friends, and I couldn't put it together.
I can't do it either.
Yeah. Stay young and menacing, my friends.
Oh, God. I'm going to have a bad day when we get to that song.
Yeah, I know. And you know what I've been feeling recently?
What?
I've been feeling that it's coming up.
I don't like the way
I
you're
don't want to
saying
manifest that.
I feel like you're manifesting that while saying you don't want to manifest it.
Well, here we go. Here we go then. We'll see. Yeah, do you have any comments to make on just like the overall song in general? Any more comments to make on the overall song in general?
It is definitely a grower for me.
Yeah.
I don't remember liking this a terrible amount when I first heard the record.
When you did the Discog dive, you did not like this.
Really?
Yeah. You told me that, or the way you phrased it was like, it's like such a front-loaded record that the back end really does feel like just like I'm paraphrasing, but you said something along the lines of like, either more of the same, or more of like just less good versions of the earlier cuts, which I can definitely see. I think after Thanks for the Memories, like if someone turned it off after that, I'd be like, you know what, like that's okay.
Yeah.
I disagree with that choice because I think that the back half of the album is a total banger, but this definitely feels like it would grow on you especially. No judgment on your personality, but like I think this song is so great, but also it took forever to grow on me. I mean, it took quite literally years. I would hear that intro start up and I'd go, nope, too whimsical. I can't picture myself rocking out on stage to this.
It also helped hearing this outside of the context of the record because this comes right after Don't You Know Who I Think I Am?
Yeah.
Which is right after Thanks for the Memories.
Yeah.
So like hell of a calm down. Right after Thanks for the Memories.
Yeah.
But like cuz outside of today in preparation for this episode, I have never listened to this song outside of the record.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like this record in general.
Big steps were taken today.
Yeah, we're making a lot of progress today.
I know. We're really,
This record in general, like if it's not fully for the most part, I'm not typically listening to isolated songs outside of the record.
Yeah.
Also, I don't really listen to isolated songs outside of records in general.
Sure.
Like if I'm listening to an album, I'm listening to it all the way through. I don't typically go back and pick out a song to listen to or hit shuffle on a library or whatever. That's just not the wave I'm on right now. I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Now I'm an album or project person.
Yeah. Maddie's kind of a playlist person, which drives me insane.
I definitely used to be. I have a big ass playlist.
I get it for sure. Like, why would you want to listen to something that you don't want to listen to? I get it. But
exactly.
Also, yeah.
But like, I'm just at the point where I've found enough good albums to where I can just reliably find one for a mood or what. Because there's a lot of discourse, especially online, about like, what's a perfect album with no skips? And it's like, brother, you don't have to look very hard to find an album with no skips.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I agree.
I feel like if you're at the point where finding an album with no skips is what constitutes it as a perfect album, you need to listen to more albums.
Yeah, for sure. So, but also like, and not to be a dick, but like the people who are tweeting that are like used to albums being like longer now.
Yeah.
You know,
like 30 songs long.
30 songs from
25
like
to 30.
Or,
fucking Zayn
Drake,
putting out a triple album for some goddamn reason. Oh no, Chris Brown did that. I don't know why the hell you'd ever listen to it.
Well, Zayn also had like a 27 song
He did have a long ass album.
Icarus Falls, I believe it's
called.
Yes.
It is called Icarus Falls. Nobody listened to it.
Stupid thing to name an album.
Nobody listened to it, and then he put out an album after that called Nobody's Listening, and nobody listened to that one either.
There was like one song I liked from that Nobody's Listening album.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what it was.
Well,
don't really remember it, but
it's almost like he's one of the worst One Direction members.
If not the worst.
Yeah. Liam's the worst.
Louis exists. Well, Louis and Liam exist. Yeah. Strip That Down's a terrible song.
God.
Strip That Down's an awful, miserable song.
Strip That Down may be the worst song related to One Direction ever.
I used to be a 1D, now I'm free.
It's his only song that's relatively close to a hit. And he's referencing One Direction.
So funny.
What the fuck were you thinking?
So fucking funny, dude.
God.
Hilarious shit. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. If we, like, when we get Raina, my friend Raina on the podcast, if we bring up One Direction, the rest of the podcast will be about One Direction. Which, love her for it.
Yeah, I know some people.
She knows so much about that fucking band.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll talk to her about Larry. Or, the romance between Louis and Harry. I'd love to dive into that.
Yeah.
Supposedly they were in love.
I don't think
they have some
true.
matching tattoos and stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who else has matching tattoos? Fucking
us, you and I.
I don't have any tattoos.
I don't know. I have one. So.
Well, but I was gonna bring up fucking Steve Lacy and Kanye.
Ooh.
And one other person.
They should fuck. They should have sex.
Let me fact
Steve
check
Lacy
that real quick
and
because
Kanye should have sex.
I remember seeing this bizarre ass picture where it was Kanye, like the most random link up ever, and they all got matching tattoos. Yeah, Steve Lacy, Lil Uzi Vert, and Kanye all got matching tattoos.
That's crazy.
Don't know why,
Yeah.
but I guess all three of them are in love.
Well, I wish them well for it.
I wish them well. I
wish
wish
them the best.
I wish the cognitive dissonance of dating a basically Nazi to rip you apart from the inside.
Yeah.
I hope you feel terrible.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. I do not know what Kanye is going to do.
He's
he married
another
his
project.
CIA handler, so.
Yeah. He's making another project, I've heard.
Really?
Not going to listen to it.
Yeah, no.
I didn't check out Donda 2. I heard it was ass.
Oh, Donda 2 was pretty bad. I did not like it. Yeah.
The first Donda was bloated enough already. I don't know why he wanted to make another one.
I know that he went on stage with Travis Scott like a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I
want to say.
I think Kanye helped out with production on his new record.
Which I haven't listened to.
I bought that record because the vinyl, they just kept finding codes to make the vinyl $5 with free shipping on his website.
What?
Yeah. Double LP. $5.
$5?
$5.
Oh,
free
so he
shipping.
didn't make any money.
Well,
off of it.
He did. He made a shit ton of money.
Okay. Yeah,
because that, like, I think it only happened like 3 times, and every time it happened for less than an hour. And then the code would be deactivated.
Interesting.
And I think it was a ploy to get to the top of like the selling charts.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it worked.
Wow.
And I completely unwittingly bought into that because I was like, $5 vinyl. Haven't heard it. I don't know if it's good or not, but it was $5.
Have you opened it yet?
It hasn't got here yet. It's shipped.
Oh, shit. You may have gotten duped. Oh, it's shipped?
Yeah, it's shipped.
Well,
like people have gotten theirs. It's real.
That's crazy. Well, anyway, back to Fall Out Boy.
Back to Fall Out Boy.
Let's talk about the lyrics to this song.
Yeah.
Someone was very upset that we did not do a Genius lyric breakdown segment of the show. Like, someone was very not happy with us for it. So.
Yeah, I don't remember the circumstances through which we forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find where that happened, because the Twitter has been like relatively active the whole time.
Yeah.
Follow us at the Dreaded Wheel.
Follow us at the Dreaded Wheel, everybody, please.
Yeah. We would just every time they play like a wild ass Magic 8 Ball, somebody would tag us and be like,
"Oh yeah,
they played this song," and then I would respond being like, "I'm gonna kill myself."
What was the one that Bob Dylan got played while we were gone? That is insane, dude.
That was really funny.
I cannot believe they actually did that.
Yeah.
All right. So we should probably bring up a theory that I have. Do you think they're just trying to knock out the entire discography? Like, so they can say that they've played every song that they've released?
Would be a based move.
Would be crazy.
I don't know. I don't know how far back they would go for that.
Sure.
Like, I don't know if they would play anything else off of Girlfriend.
Yeah.
But they could.
They could potentially. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, the split that comes before Girlfriend is just 2 songs.
Yeah.
That ended up on Girlfriend re-recorded.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I guess it just depends on how about Girlfriend they are now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't really picture them being that about it, but
or even if they're doing this at all. They are doing a lot of like crazy deep cuts that we just never would have anticipated.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like at this point anything is fair game for what they're going to play.
I agree, and they got this European tour coming up where I assume they're also going to be doing the Magic 8 Ball shit.
Mm-hmm.
which Ryan from Hazing Over is playing drums for Nothing Nowhere on that tour. So
Holy shit.
shout out my boy. Shout out my boy Yesta Fiesta.
Shout out Hazing Over.
Shout out Hazing Over. Hazing Over mentioned regarding Fall Out Boy. So pretty cool shit going on there.
Goodness. But yeah, I don't know, maybe. They did play this song. It had been retired for a while, but they brought it back. And I'm glad they did, because these lyrics are, like, it fucking opens up with a heater.
Yeah.
I'm a stitch away from making it and a scar away from falling apart. That's so insane.
That's crazy.
Like, how do you write that?
Yeah, and I feel like that's one that got aped by, like, other bands.
Yeah.
Like, lyrics like that. And I love the way it's delivered.
Mhm.
Also, like, Pat really sells it on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Blood cells pixelate and eyes dilate. I think, like, I've never been able to interpret what blood cells pixelate means.
Mm-hmm.
But the Genius Annotation says, being one of the most popular bands to come from the days of MySpace and MP3.com, Fall Out Boy's proclivity for technology-based lyrics is pretty far-reaching. And then they quote from Thriller, I found the safest place to keep all our old mistake. Every .com's refreshing for a journal update, which is a crazy lyric. I think we can both agree. But then the annotation is, the band will sometimes cross these technological themes with ones of flesh mortality, as is done in this line, to juxtapose man with machine. You know, like they're James Cameron or something, which is just insane. I don't know about juxtaposing man and machine.
No.
But I've never really been to Decode Blood Cells Pixelate, but I do know that I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes back later in the song, as, you know, the higher version of him basically singing he re-sings the first verse as the bridge, which I'm always a big fan of.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Insanely hard.
But the other annotation that is immediately after this, which I find very funny, is and eyes dilate and the full moon pills got me out on the street at night.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, is fine on its own. I think the lyrics that surround it are a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But the Genius Annotation is, the dilated pupils and full moon are used as comparative objects here. They both present the thrill of the nightlife, with the pupils representing the physiological effects of party drugs, and full moon representing the night's potential.
I thought he was turning into a werewolf.
Yeah, no, I read it as a werewolf thing more than anything. I guess, like, full moon pills could be like ecstasy or something like that, but, like, your eyes obviously dilate when you change into a werewolf.
Well,
Are you
now that
fucking
you bring
stupid?
it up, what drugs make your eyes go real big? And what are, like, their pills? Like, does ecstasy do that?
Acid, maybe?
Not a pill.
Not a pill, yeah, I guess.
Does ecstasy do that?
I don't know.
I've never had ecstasy.
Neither have I.
But I bring that up.
I have never done that.
I bring that up because full moon pills could be like you take the pills and your eyes go big as the full moon.
That also, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
don't think
less
it has
of a,
anything to do with the night's potential, but I do think it's
or
a very
werewolves.
funny thing to say. Listen,
werewolves is funny, but I don't think
werewolves is funny, but
I don't
yeah,
think it has
it's
anything
less
to do
likely.
with that.
And then I love that the chorus is one line.
Yeah.
That's, like, one of my favorite parts of this song.
It's so crazy.
Because they do it, like, later in their discography. I mean, like, the, you know, chorus for So Much for Stardust is so much for Stardust. I thought we had it all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And it's effective and punchy. And the way that it's sung is, you know, it's delivered in a very good way.
Mm-hmm.
And same with this. Cut it loose, watch you work the room is the chorus lyric. And the Genius Annotation on it is, sometimes the best thing to do at a party or club is people watch. Rather than take an active role in the night, lyricist Pete Wentz is merely observing the object of his affection strut across the room and flirt at her leisure. In other words, she's hot and she knows it.
Whoa.
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 And then I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's a very, it's a good line. I don't know if it entirely means that.
Mm-hmm. There's kind of like
Ugh.
a melancholic feeling to it, especially with how
Definitely.
it's delivered.
Yeah.
Like Watch You Work the Room is kind of saying in like a defeatist kind of attitude.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, damn, watching Shorty work the room
Watching
again.
Shorty work the room, feeling like shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It definitely gives off that kind of vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is very effective, especially with how the instrumental opens up.
Yeah. Hang on, you might want to cut this.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
Okay, asshole.
All right, motherfucker.
All right, dickhead. I suppose so.
But yeah, this chorus is fantastic.
Banger.
Yeah, I honestly I can't go back and look at my Fall Out Boy deep dive, I don't think, because I got fucking banned from Twitter. Oh yeah, that also happened. While we were gone from Twitter. If you've been listening to the past like 4 or 5 episodes, and you get to the part where I roll out the red carpet and the part where I say the Bummer Hill Twitter sounds really fucking weird, it's because I had to overdub all of those with the actual so funny. Twitter. With the new one.
I heard you do it on one, and I was like, that's funny.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's because I got banned for. Do you want to know what the tweet was?
What was it again?
It was Red Catcher in the Rye and got the overwhelming desire to kill Ron DeSantis.
That's so sick.
And it was months old, and they're like, "Hey, you're inciting violent speech," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna actually fucking kill Ron DeSantis. I want to, but I'm not gonna do it."
Yeah. And I have never done ecstasy. Yeah, Feds did a sweep, man.
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of people for months old tweets.
Yeah, they got my boy Hansel.
Yeah, I saw
free Gretel.mp3.
Free Hansel. They banned fucking Ogbert the Nerd a second time.
Oh no!
Although I think Madison was telling people to kill themselves again, which is always really funny when they do that.
Yeah, Madison pops off every now and then, and it is crazy.
It's never not justified. Like every time they're like, "You should kill yourself," it's like the worst person imaginable that they're saying it to. But like, they gotta stop doing that.
They gotta chill
if they want to keep a Twitter account. If they want to
keep a Twitter account, they gotta chill out. But it is awesome.
It is really funny every single time.
And then second verse also like banger.
Mm-hmm.
I think the last few episodes, one of the trends of like the last few episodes having like such good songs, like being such good songs, is like the lyrics aren't a book.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do love when Pete Wentz goes there and shows that he can like, pop off like that and stuff like that, and write these like double metaphors and insane shit. Kind of like in like From Now On We Are Enemies has a lot of that. Like so does Alpha Dog. And I like when he can do that, but like I think what again makes this such a good song. What makes this so song?
What makes this so song?
This is so song.
This is so song right now.
I think that what makes this such a good song is how few lyrics there are.
Yeah.
There's 2 verses. The bridge is the same lyrics as the first verse, and the chorus is so short.
Mm-hmm. It's one line. 4 times.
Yeah. And it's great. The second verse though, which is kind of the last lyrics that we'll talk about. Oh, put love on hold, young Hollywood is on the other line. And it's just like this annotation that another Fall Out Boy trope, the dichotomy of love versus lust. This girl has no time for a serious relationship because she's pursuing her career in Hollywood. Of course, as most people know, in order to make it in Tinseltown, some favors must be exchanged.
What are you? What the fuck is this person
I don't know
about?
If this is a shit post. I love you.
Every time you go to Hollywood, you always gotta suck a dick for something. Whose dick do I gotta suck to suck a dick in Hollywood? Come on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one. I was kind of agreeing with it up until that last part. I don't think the line is about having to give head to get rolls.
That would be crazy. And then I will say that the next line kind of adds on to it as her nose runs ruby red, death's in a double bed.
Cocaine.
Yeah, Pete Wentz was doing cocaine at this time. Between this and $20 nosebleed and some other stuff, Pete Wentz will be doing coke.
And writing about it.
And having sex with.
Whoa.
What?
No way. I can't listen to this band anymore.
No.
Before marriage? Come on.
This Genie Sanitation, this is the first time I've ever seen this. It says, proposed suggestion. Death's in a double bed refers to the French phrase la petite mort, literally translated to little death, which is a euphemism for orgasm. He is describing sex in a bed for two. Possibly an affair?
Death's in a double bed that's honestly a good way to describe busting a nut. I don't think I'd fully disagree with that, honestly. Like that's not a bad read of that line.
Yeah.
Like it, because it also puts it adds to the previous line of just like having casual sex and not prioritizing a relationship. Then you do drugs and have sex and with some random person.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next line, singing songs that could only catch the ear of the desperate, like basically just putting yourself out there in the most obvious of terms, like I'm here to fuck or whatever, and like not really having any
that should be the line
it, which
it should be the line should be her nose runs ruby red, death's in a double bed, I'm here to fuck.
I'm here to fuck, which absolutely no shade at all if you be living that life. Shout out having a hoe phase.
Never again for me, I don't think. Genie Sanitation. Fall Out Boy songs generally attract people feeling some strong emotions because they are relatable, especially to those who are depressed or just going through a rough time. These people might be desperate for something to relate to prove they aren't alone, and Fall Out Boy is just the thing. I don't think that that's what it's about, but I think it's about serenading a girl to have sex with her. That is what I read that as. Nothing else. So.
It definitely has a lot to do with the immediate verse rather than like the mythos of the band. But yeah, overall, banger fucking lyrics, honestly. Hardly know her, first off.
Hardly know her lyrics, this song's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like, if they were to have a greatest like moments compilation of some sort where like, you know, like this is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction song. I know that sounds ridiculous because they have so much more bigger songs than this, but like I feel like this one deserves to be some, like, if this was a physical object, it deserves to be behind a pane of glass. I think this is a masterpiece. It's so good. And let's see what Reddit has to say, because this is the first time I haven't felt the toxic positivity.
Would you believe me if I told you they like this song?
Well, they do, but there's like this post that is the intro of the Afterlife of the Party song discussion. I know this might be a dumb question, but what did FOB use to make the intro of the Afterlife of the Party, like before the I'm a Stitch Away? And some like it's a lot of like snarky answers. It's like, I'm not completely sure, but my guess is a violin doing a long sustained note in the background with other violins doing pizzicato notes on top and then sample drums. It's the first answer, which is pretty funny. People are like, it's the most unique song, but they're not super hot on it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the posts that I thought was funny was someone just being like, what's Patrick singing in the chorus of The Afterlife of the Party? I'm hearing 2 different lyrics and getting them from 2 different sources. Genius says, cut it loose, watch you work the room. Well, the lyrics that I found say, could it last, watch you work the room. So I think this person just wants it to be a different lyric.
I don't know where on earth they would have found that.
Yeah, I think it's definitely cut it loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody like there's somebody who like thinks this is their worst song because of the string intro. I did see that. I'm not gonna call them out because they're wrong. I'm not gonna like throw that.
You are wrong, but
yeah,
you know, it's all love, I guess. I don't think I've ever said it's all love before, and I don't think I'm ever gonna say it again.
This has nothing to do with the song, but no, I think you should. I think you should also say one love. This has nothing to do with the song, but there's a post that says that is by Daedric Wraith, which I'm so sorry, buddy, that you felt this way 23 days ago. It says, why has listening to The Boys become a running joke to everyone in my life? I just get casually made fun of a lot out of nowhere for liking Fall Out Boy by my wife and all of our friends.
Damn.
I try to act like it doesn't bother me, but to be honest, it hurts me that all these songs I've laughed, cried, and lived to are something to be made fun of. I don't even try to get anyone to listen to them, and I try not to play them out loud when other people can hear. I just wish one of them would give it an honest chance and at least not mock me for what I enjoy. I don't know. This is a stupid rant I'll probably delete. I'm just wondering if anyone has similar experience. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
That sucks. You have a home here with the podcast.
Yeah, it's
Hang on, let me reply to them actually. Let's
Are you gonna plug the podcast into this emotional rant?
This is one of the hosts. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm good. Yes, discard comment.
But
yeah.
I feel like the recent "we didn't start the fire" thing does not help with that. What I've found, if somebody is like making fun of your music taste, outside of just being honest with them and being like, "Hey, don't do that. It hurts." Smile or frown. Some people like if you want them to give it an honest chance, then hiding it is probably not the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
Which, like, I get why you would, because it's like they're making fun of me, and it sucks. But
yeah,
who knows? Maybe you'll be playing one, and they won't realize it's a Fall Out Boy song, and they'll be like, "What's this? It's PogChamp." And then you're like, "Fall Out Boy, motherfucker! Bitch. I'll kill you for all those times you made fun of me."
Toxic resolution, which is you could kill them.
Oh,
no, I mean
that works too.
You could also make fun of them for their music taste. So
dog just stabbed me in the side.
That bitch.
Sadie, don't stab me. Do you have anything to say, Sadie? I don't know if that picked up.
Yeah, I mean, let's yeah, I mean, what are we at? What are we sitting at time wise?
Hour 12.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we've discussed the song enough. You want to?
We've been talking about it for like 40 minutes.
Yeah, you want to rate it, and yeah. So maybe the podcast isn't a bunch of random shit and then song good,
motherfucker.
You stupid asshole. Who said it? Who said it in the Discord?
I don't remember.
Who said it?
Who fucking did that?
I'll kill you.
Let's rate this gosh darn thing.
This gosh darn thing, yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 9. The one bump I have against it, which we didn't really talk about, is the strings feel a little plasticky. It feels like a sample that would come along on a Fisher-Price keyboard. I still like it. Don't get me wrong, and it's still very creative, and I think what it's doing, it's accomplishing what it's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm pretty I'm pretty mediocre on the way it sounds in general. Yeah. So 9, but yeah, you're just giving a general 8. You don't have a knock at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
I like that you can do that because I feel the need to justify why it's not the greatest song of all time. You know what I mean?
I just lay my meat on the table with the score.
I love that.
You love it
I don't
when
have
I lay
any
my
meat
meat
to
on the
speak of.
table.
My meat shrivels up when I try and voice my opinion. It says no.
You slap it on the table and it bounces back.
Yeah, it retreats in like a turtle shell.
God.
All right. So let's spin this damn wheel.
This gosh.
Get the hell out of here.
Wheel. But before we do that, thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, if you're not, fuck you.
No.
Follow Carson and I's bands at the Callous Boys on Instagram, at Callous Boys on Twitter, at Bummerhill ATL on Bummerhill Emo on Twitter.
Bummerhill Emo.
At Bummerhill Emo on Twitter, at Bummerhill on Instagram. Follow the podcast at The Dreaded Wheel on Twitter. Patreon will be up when this episode is up. So subscribe to our Patreon. We're putting a tour recap episode on there.
Ooh.
We both have not listened to a terrible amount of new music since both being on tour. So
yeah, the Made You Listen is
haven't gotten the chance to get to the next Made You Listen, but that'll be coming up soon after. But if you want to hear about how tour went for both of us, it'll be on the Patreon. And let's spin this gosh damn ass wheel. It's going. And
hum hallelujah.
All right.
Okay.
Still sitting in
funny
world of
Infinity
on High.
I love that song. I'm very excited to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.